Stinishedit is recorded on the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and to any First Nations people listening.
We acknowledge the long history of storytelling undertaken on this land.
Welcome back to Stinishedit, the podcast where we... fuck.
Whoa.
I'm starting again, everyone.
No, you're not.
None of that's going
no,
in.
No, you've messed it up.
Welcome back to
It's
Star.
out in public. Welcome back
I
to
actually
Star.
mess it up every week, but I'm just getting really good at recovering the R sound, where we review the things we've started, finished, and what we're looking forward to. My name is Reuben, and I've been invited to a cult asterisk. With
What?
me as always.
Okay, so you start a cult in 2023. You join a cult in 2024?
Well, I don't know if I should join. I just said I've been invited. What do you call, like... I don't know the word for it. It's like the Freemasons, right? Like a cult, but like...
Call it a cult.
Yeah, I mean a cult. I guess I'm trying to say like a cult that is also like partly a pyramid scheme, like a mega church. Like what is Scientology? Well, also a cult, I guess.
Everything's a
Scientology is
cult. You're naming cults.
Yeah, okay, good point. Do they charge
What do you
admission?
call when you hang out on a farm and give all your money to one leader and also have sex with them?
Oh, cult.
A cult.
Yeah. What do you call
Is that
the
what you...
Golden Key International Honor Society?
It sounds like a cult.
It sounds like a cult,
But
doesn't
it also
it?
says deacon on the back of it.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like an endorsed cult.
Also,
It's
I'm Jett, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's Jett. Yeah. The full thing that I'm being invited to join is the Deakin University chapter of the Golden Key International Honor Society, which sounds fake.
I'd appreciate if you put more effort into, I don't know, introducing your co-host than being enamored
I said,
by
and
a
with
cult.
me as always, and then you got distracted by my cult news.
Well, you said,
Now,
whatever.
Here's the thing. This costs $100, which I don't really want to pay.
That's a
because
cult.
what I get is fucking nothing.
What do you mean?
But here's what I'm thinking. We write it off on tax as a stinishedit expense for content.
Hold on. Wait, are you bringing up this membership that you've gotten an invitation for
Yeah.
on the podcast solely so that you can write it off on tax?
I thought of it for the first time just then. But what a good idea, right?
Wait, so what is it? What do you actually get from it? You said you get
Why
nothing.
don't you have a read and you tell me what you think? Because at this point, I don't... You know when words lose all meaning? I'm at the point where words lose all meaning.
Dear Reuben, congratulations. As a result of your outstanding efforts, we're pleased to confirm that you are eligible to join the Golden Key International Honor Society.
Is it a scam or is it a cult? I can't
Golden
decide.
Key recognizes the top 15% of our high-performing students. Holy crap, good job.
Thanks, I guess. I don't know. I graduated like a year and a half ago.
It's also in all academic disciplines from over 400 universities globally. What? That's... What universities does that include? That's what I want to know.
Oh, probably a bunch of fake ones.
No, but I want to know if it, Yale,
Okay, well, let's find out.
Harvard Law. Like if they're including those and you also got in the top 15%, that's pretty good. What do you get? Oh. Sorry, I had a big yawn.
You did.
I had a big yawn looking
I
at this
should have covered that
boring,
big yawn.
Yeah. Look, you get a digital certificate and badge. You get a webinar program. You get a lifelong learning and updating your skills course. You get a new member events and chapter events, and you get members only discounts on what?
I don't know.
Discounts for what?
Okay, what state is Yale in? I'm going to see if they're here.
New Hampshire.
That cannot be true.
Could be.
Well, now I've got to open another tab.
I'll find out.
Thank you.
You store for time.
Okay, but I'm too fast for you. I've already got it.
No, 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 see, the thing is, I don't already got it. So why don't you tell me?
All right, it's
Connecticut.
in New Haven, Connecticut, United
I
States,
got
with
it.
the campus spanning over 1,015 acres. It was founded in 1701. It became Yale College in 1718. Notable alumni includes 5 U.S. presidents, 10 founding fathers. That's...
Oh, there's a
Why
search
did you
button
start with
here.
the presidents and not the 10 of the founding fathers? Also, I didn't realize there were that many founding fathers. People get upset when you have 2 fathers in a marriage. Imagine
Wait till
10
they
of
hear about
them.
America.
There's too much masculinity in this parental structure.
Okay, Yale is not here, but the Southern Connecticut State University is. I'm going to have a look at them.
All right. Sure.
It's loading.
Why are we looking at this?
I don't know. Why are we looking at this? You had news? What's your news?
You don't
Hard
want to
pivot.
wrap up if you're going to join this cult?
Oh, yeah. Am I going to join this cult? Let's put it out to a poll.
All right.
A listener poll on Spotify and on Instagram. So if
And
you want to weigh in, folks, on whether I should join this cult,
Me will adhere to whatever the result
at
is.
this point I have to, don't I?
It is $100 you have to commit to, and the closing date is Sunday, the 26th of May.
Yeah.
So, get your votes in. If you want Reuben to throw $100 down the drain,
It's nothing I haven't done for a podcast already.
say yes. What do you mean you bought a microphone
Yeah,
for
I'm speaking
$100?
into it right now.
That's not throwing it down the drain. You've got way more use out of this microphone than you will ever get from this cult. I assure you that.
The Southern Connecticut State University believes in excellence and strives to provide the best environment possible for guiding our Golden Key members to achieve in academics, leadership, and service. The 329th Golden Key chapter, Southern Connecticut State, was established on May 1st, 2002 as part of U.S. Region 4. What the fuck is
this a genuine cult?
What is this?
What
is
the
this
heck
a
is this
cult?
Golden
Is this a
Key?
military operation?
I'm really concerned because
Am I going to accidentally join the Proud Boys or something here? What the fuck is going on?
I'm holding one leaflet of 3.
I'm holding 2 more papers.
Those have the Deakin University stamp on them, so they're official letters.
Yep.
So does Deakin University endorse this
I
Golden
guess so.
Keyness?
This one just says this section was intentionally left
You wanna
blank,
see-
which
sorry.
sounds dodgy as heck.
Yeah.
And then this one says what the other one says, but in different words.
I said keenness before, and I think that's funny.
What did you say?
I said
Oh,
something
like Golden Key.
keenness.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Is there a golden fleece joke here? You're the ancient Greek expert.
Am I?
Yeah. Is
All
it
right.
Jacob? Jacob and the golden fleece? Jason. It's Jason.
I don't know what you're talking
Nah,
about.
I know
I've
what I'm
never
talking
heard of
about.
a golden fleece in my life.
Folks out there know about Jason and the golden fleece.
Nobody knows about Jacob and the golden fleece.
If you choose not to join, you will receive no
Is that
further
the
contact
sequel
from
to-
Golden Key. That sounds creepy. That's like if you choose not to join, you're never going to hear about us or from us again. We won't exist. I'm like, really?
Is that a sequel to that book, The Rainbow Sheep?
No, it's a sequel to The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
How?
You know when caterpillars eat a lot and then they wrap themselves up in a cocoon?
Yeah.
You know what they emerge as, right?
Yeah.
Sheep, yeah. Exactly. So it's what happens to the very hungry caterpillar. It's like a retcon of the first book, because the first book, he emerged as a very beautiful butterfly, right? We all know those words. But Eric Carle went back, he was like, no, that's not right. That's not right. It's got to be sheep.
Okay. And golden, for what reason?
What's golden? Oh, it's a kid's book.
So it can just be...
Yeah, can
I
be
don't
whatever.
believe it. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Makes sense
Unlike
to me.
the rainbow sheep,
Yeah.
which that is in a world of sheep with multicolors.
But where is the green sheep?
Oh, that's the one that I was thinking of. Is that the book that I'm thinking of? What is the green sheep?
You might be thinking of rainbow fish.
Oh.
I
think I'm
can
thinking
go
Rainbow
all day
Magic.
naming kids' books. Oh, no, possum magic. So that's a different kind of fur. That's a different fleece. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to keep going? I can go all day.
What's
your news?
I would rather go over my news.
Yeah, yeah. Tell us about your news.
Reuben, I've got scum news for you.
Oh, here we go.
Once
The
again,
Sony Cinematic
Universe
Universe of
of
Marvel
Marvel.
stuff.
scum. Oppenheimer. This is the Oppenheimer cross scum news.
Oh, this, I don't know how to feel. On one hand, it's my favorite thing. And on my other hand,
It's
the lead-
Oppenheimer.
Oh, nice. That was really good. I wish I thought through that and set it up for you. But instead, I've been
did.
taken by surprise.
Oppenheimer. This is according to somebody I don't know. I don't have a source for this.
Okay, great. That's okay. I just did cult news for like 5 minutes.
I think this is according to a screenshot that I took from Facebook. Oppenheimer made more on its 243rd day at the domestic box office than Madam Web.
made just all up.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say that Madam Web made on opening weekend or something, which would
No.
already be insane.
Just Madam Web as a whole.
Okay.
How does this make you feel?
Vindicated?
Okay, what do you think this means for the future of scum?
Hollywood are going to keep making scum movies and not make any more Oppenheimers.
Okay. And what do you think this...
I've got evidence I can point to. I got 2 pieces of evidence I would like to table before the court.
All right, table before
One of
the
them's
court.
called Craven the Hunter.
Yep.
And the other one's just a script that says Venom Last Dance, question mark,
That one's
question
already
mark.
filmed and ready to come
Yeah.
out this year.
No, it's just a script that says question mark at the end of it.
Oh.
I'm sure that they filmed something, and I'm also sure that we won't see any of what they've filmed. It'll be different.
You know, yeah, it's very funny because despite all of this, you know, Oppenheimer's going well, Madam Web isn't doing well. Where's the Oppenheimer sequel?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Chris.
Bring
it out.
He even teased it.
Did
the
he?
JFK at the end of Oppenheimer. It's like, all right, JFK biopic next. But he's going to back away. No, you know what'll happen in all seriousness? Hollywood will take the wrong lessons from both of them. I don't know what they'll be yet, but they always manage to take the wrong lessons.
I want to see the rest of Oppenheimer's life.
Yeah? Just a sad man dying of lung cancer.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that.
Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, you gave me spoilers for Oppenheimer too. How dare you? Now I'm not going to go see it in IMAX.
No,
I'll
but
see
what
it at
if
Hoyt's.
What if Christopher Nolan shows him, like first he's on his deathbed and then we go backwards to like, I don't know, the end of Oppenheimer or something.
He's like, so he's on his deathbed.
Yeah.
He looks to the camera.
Yeah.
And he says, "You might be wondering how I got here."
Yeah. And we're all like, no, we saw you smoking through the entire last movie, all 40 years of it.
We flash back to him fiddling with radiation. Like, yeah, this will be good. This is a good idea. I think this will be great.
His one visit to Japan that he made, like, wonderful. Let me breathe in this air.
What a lovely Kyoto that is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Because that one senator was like, we vacationed here. You know what sucks
What?
that I thought of
What?
when watching that?
What's that?
That not sucks, is good. I don't know, just an interesting point. If that senator didn't vacation honeymoon to Kyoto,
yeah.
we wouldn't have the song Kyoto by Phoebe Bridgers. And that would
Yep.
be a devastating world to live in.
Would it be called Hiroshima instead?
I don't know. I feel like,
Like,
they're
how
very
much is
distinct-
history fundamentally altered? A lot, you're arguing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By all things.
Yeah, it makes sense. Butterfly, chaos theory, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have I don't know. 9/11 happened and now we have 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. Okay. You're going to draw a connection or you just...
Oh, everyone knows this connection. You're aware of this
I'm
connection.
not aware of this connection.
You're not aware of this
No.
connection?
No.
Okay. So,
Who
here we
did
go.
or did not die that led to the creation of 50 Shades?
Okay. What happened was Gerard Way,
Oh, here
lead
we go.
singer of the band My Chemical Romance,
Yes.
was working at Cartoon Network in New York at the time of of 9/11. When that happened, Gerard Way was so distraught that he was like, you know what, I'm gonna start this band. This is gonna be a very dark emo band. Started My Chemical Romance. Now, one Stephanie Meyer was inspired by My Chemical Romance and so enamored by Gerard Way that she wrote the book Twilight, which she basically Edward Cullen is Gerard, and
Okay.
Bella Swan is her. And from that, the author of E.L. James, the author of 50 Shades of Grey,
Yeah.
wrote fan fiction
Yep.
of Twilight.
Yep.
But what if Edward was just like a corporate elite and Bella Swan was Bella Swan? And that became the 50 Shades of Grey.
There you go.
That's the most condensed version I've ever given of that.
That's great.
So,
What about the Umbrella Academy? Because Gerard Way was the showrunner on that.
well, he wrote the comic.
Yeah.
He did the comic.
Was that inspired by the terrible and somber events?
No, that's a
9/11?
bunch.
No.
What do you mean?
He just did that anyway.
It's just a bunch of like mutant, superpowered
Yeah.
kids. Completely irrelevant. Why'd you bring that up? That's not relevant at all. I gave you a nice through line, and you're like, yeah, but what about this one other thing this person did?
supposed to be tied
Gerard Way's
in.
a talented person. They've done many different
It's actually
things.
crazy. It's unbelievable.
They've done shows.
Yep.
They've done bands.
Yep.
They've done
Comic
movies.
books.
They've done
Movies?
comic books.
Look,
I don't
that's
know
more
if they've
things
done
than any of
movies.
us have done.
Hey, we've done a podcast.
That's yep.
You've done a dance.
Yep.
I've done a game.
Yep.
I think
That-
you
we're
did
close to four
you did a
things
short
there.
film in uni
Yep.
that I helped you with.
Yeah.
So that counts for both of us.
Yeah.
Look, I think between us,
Yep.
we're at least
On
a
par.
tenth of what Gerard Way has done. But to be
Sorry, I got
fair,
cocky. Yeah.
we haven't been spurred by a national tragedy.
Touch wood.
I think, oh my gosh, it's a national tragedy knocking at the door.
Oh no. Everyone.
I am national tragedy.
Oh no. Don't Hufflepuff. I don't know what this house is built of.
I'm not a part of that Harry Potter shit. I'm a solely real world tragedy.
Oh,
no
no.
Wizarding World, no Hufflepuff.
It's an anthropomorphized national tragedy.
Which one would you like? I have many to offer.
Well,
you consider-
earthquakes are really small in Melbourne.
Would you consider Golden Key International Honor Society?
What are they going to do to us?
Well, we're a cult, so we count as some sort of like underground national tragedy. Otherwise, we can do your more basic bushfire. We could also do a swarm of beetles. Those ones are less common. People don't generally go. Well, these are in a tiered structure, by the way. So there's a subscription
Well,
service.
when the swarm of rats happened, they just did New South Wales. So can we take swarm of beetles, but only for Queensland?
You're not in Queensland. This needs to be a national tragedy.
Balls.
All across the nation.
No, but see, Queensland is a different nation, so can they have a national tragedy?
Sure, but that won't apply to you, and you won't get the benefits.
What are the benefits? Remind me what the benefits
You
are.
get spurred into making incredible art for the rest of
Okay,
the
yeah.
world.
See, I'm reconsidering that. The cost benefit analysis here is shifting rapidly. I think it was when you started knocking on the door that we really got scared.
What would you like? I
want Queensland beetles, please.
Once again, Queensland is not in your region.
Yeah. That's the point. I want this disaster to happen as far away from us as possible. I feel like you're not grasping the fact that I don't really want to see your face here. I respect you. Don't get me wrong. You have an awesome national power.
Thank you.
You have an incredible amount of just organic destruction.
I have another option.
Okay,
This one's new.
I'm listening.
You know how all koalas have chlamydia?
Yep.
Well, that chlamydia can now be transferred to people.
Remind me what the symptoms of chlamydia are real quick.
I'm not across the details.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to sign up for this one before I find out any more about it.
Koala chlamydia
Yeah, but
can now
can-
affect humans.
Can you do a...
And nationally,
Yeah.
there will be a chlamydia crisis.
Okay.
Everyone will have chlamydia.
Yeah.
And I think
Which is something on a degree of mildly bad to catastrophic.
I think it's a lot of itchy genitalia.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
I'm regretting not taking the Beatles at this point.
Once again, the Queensland Beatles is not a national tragedy.
Okay.
It is a national tragedy.
Okay, well, I would say
Well,
bushfire,
remember,
but we're bad at those,
I think we
surprisingly.
should come back to the benefits of this.
Yeah, yes.
Incredible art.
Okay,
You
but
can
is it genital-based art exclusively?
No. Why would
Oh,
we
we're
do
just
that?
inspired in general.
Yeah. Gerard Way didn't.
Or inspired in genital, as you might say.
If you could please sign here and you'll receive koala chlamydia in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then after that,
What? Yep.
you'll be in every national gallery across Australia.
Where's that?
What do you mean?
Galleries?
Yeah. Your art will be everywhere.
Sign me the fuck up right now.
Great.
Here we
all right,
go.
sign here. Perfect. Excellent.
Great.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm
See you
glad.
later. Goodbye. I'm off to the next house.
Okay. Oh, wait. How many houses are you visiting today?
Honestly, you're the first person to sign up for this.
Okay. What? Really?
Yes.
Surprises me. We're in the inner north.
Well,
All right. Well, that's great news. So only one national disaster is scheduled. Is that right?
currently,
Wait a minute. It's very early in the morning. How many people are you planning to talk to?
Look, I have 17,000 people on my roster for this week.
Okay.
Divide that by 7, you get a number. I'm not a maths person. I'm a deals person. As you can tell,
Okay.
I make good deals.
Well, I certainly agreed to your deal. So you make good
I've
pitches.
honestly I have got to run.
Okay.
I have many other offers to make.
Okay.
I think the next one, here, just what do you think of this? Right?
Okay.
What do you think of this?
What's that?
Everyone, national tragedy, toes start growing on your hands. There's extra fingers.
Oh, now you see.
You already signed the chlamydia deal. You can't get it. I'm going to leave now. Bye.
I could have got behind that. Damn it. What? Natural disaster.
No, I'm trying to shut the door. It's not working.
Natural disaster. It's just a regular door.
I can't shut the. No.
National disaster. Are you okay mentally? Okay, they're gone.
Thank goodness. Oh my god.
Thank goodness. Jett, I might need a drink after that.
I need a drink.
You got a drink this week?
Yeah, I got a drink. Do you want to know what my drink is?
Please.
Sure. I went to a party the other weekend at friends of ours, and they had a bunch of drinks left over. A bunch of people brought drinks and left quite a few of them. So they're like, great, now we have a bunch of drinks that we're going to stick in our fridge. And I said, can I do you a favor? And by that, can you do me a favor? And can I take one? So I've got a cursed beer here.
Right.
This is Better Beer Ginger Beer.
Wait a minute.
And I don't know if is ginger beer? Maybe. But
sometimes, which is really confusing as someone who doesn't drink alcohol, because you're like, hey, can I have a ginger drink, please?
You asked for a ginger drink?
Nah, I asked for a ginger beer and then I watch them like a hawk and try and figure out what bottle they're using. It's awful.
You can just say, hi, is the alcohol, is the alcohol
hi, is the alcohol here? Give me.
Is the ginger beer non-alcoholic? They will give you a yes or a no, and then you give your corresponding yes or no.
I was at a bar a few weeks ago. You were there, and I was so tired. It was after we closed our dance show.
Yeah.
And I said to the bartender, I said, hi, I don't drink alcohol, and I would like just like a big glass of something nice, please. And then I saw the panic in their eyes, and I said, like orange juice? I didn't want an orange juice. I really didn't.
They gave you a big glass of orange juice.
They gave me a huge glass of orange juice, and I was like, thank you very much. You've done all that I could possibly ask for. And I went, now I have to drink this orange juice.
You could ask for a soda.
I could have asked for anything, but I froze because I'd laid out the plan. I was like, I'm just going to say, here's what I can't drink and here's what I would like, and they're the expert. And then in the moment, my customer service worker instincts kicked in, and I went, that is a horrible task to receive. No one wants to be told that. No one wants that much freedom.
That's literally what a bartender's job is.
No, that's what I thought. You should have seen their face. They were like so unimpressed.
No, you go up
because it was
to a
non-specific.
bartender. Yes, that's what you want. Nah. You go up to a bartender, you say, hey, make whatever you're fucking around with right now. Like, whatever you're testing out and trying, just make that. Make whatever you want.
Yeah, but that's all fun drinks with alcohol in them.
You can do it without alcohol.
Yeah, but I didn't want to pay for a mocktail.
Mocktails are like dirt cheap. They're like $6.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, you misunderstand. That's crazy.
No, it genuinely is.
You've got to remember that my alternative is water, which is free everywhere.
Or
that's a statement of privilege.
Soda is your other option.
Yeah, well, I didn't think of soda, did I? I was very tired.
They literally have that on tap.
I was very tired.
Unlike this drink, which is in a can.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
I once again
had a bit of an after effect there.
It's balanced between my legs once again, and it's fizzing everywhere. I don't trust it. What? I also, this week, brought me some salt.
I brought me salt.
To chuck in there.
I brought me salt from the ocean, mate.
It's not from the ocean. It's from our salt shaker. Jesus Christ. You don't have to be so pretentious about it. Anyways, I'm going to chuck that in. Oh, it's given a little fizz. Do we eat that salt with ginger beer? Good or bad? What do you think?
Salt with ginger beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably good.
Probably good. Let's
I can't
find out.
think it would make it worse. I'm just also having a drink, so ignore all these water bottle sounds, listeners. Don't worry about it.
It's not bad. Not too bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Should we get on with the actual podcast?
Yeah, look, we should. Well, we talk about something that we've started. One of us brings something that we've started, and we talk about it. Well, mostly we talk about other stuff, but occasionally we reference the thing that we started with. And then we talk about something that we finished it, same deal. And then we talk about what's coming up and what we're following up on and what mail there is, and then we do an outro.
I've started something recently.
Ooh, what is it?
I've started the video game Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier.
Shock, horror. I wasn't told about this last week live on air.
Now, a bit of backstory. I love the Jak and Daxter games. So does Reuben. We do it this
Who knows
podcast.
why Jett likes the Jak and Daxter games?
It has the stinishedit official endorsement of best video games.
Sure, golly.
Now we have Jak 1, we have Jak 2 Renegade, and we have Jak 3.
3, but the 3's with a 3.
Yeah, and 2, but the 2 is Roman numerals.
Yeah, and also Jak and Daxter is called Jak and Daxter, the precursor legacy, but it's not a prequel. But it's basically a prequel at this point.
Okay, yes. And then there is a fourth.
Okay, if you were introducing someone to the Jak and Daxter games, who was not me, like if you're doing it again, would you get them to play Jak 2 first?
No.
Because it's better.
No.
By which I mean less bad.
Better.
By which I mean less bad. I've covered this in the past. And then go back to the precursor legacy.
No.
Because then you get to see the innocent world from which Haven City arose.
No.
No? Why not?
Because the best way to experience Jak and Daxter is how it was intended.
No,
you have
no.
Jak and Daxter, the precursor legacy, where it's a fun, you're just jumping around an island, you have these eco powers of red, green, blue, and yellow, and you're collecting orbs, and it's open world, and it's very, like, I don't know, mostly fun. There's wild environments, you go into the snow, you go into it's like baby's first open world 3D platformer. And then you go into Jak 2, where it's smash cut to here is a dystopian city, like a cyberpunk style. There are cars, there are guns, you're like shooting people now. There's this rebellion going on. There's this dictator oligarch character who experimented on you with evil sciences. And oh my god, it's great. There's this corrupt police system. There's mobsters. It's so good.
You can disagree with just one part of all that, which is you said the best way to experience Jak and Daxter. I would say that the best way to experience Jak and Daxter is what the vast majority of listeners are already partaking in, which is minimal Jak and Daxter.
No.
But I understand your love for this series. I respect your love for this series, even if I do not share it. And I would love to hear about whatever you've started. What is this?
All right.
Unless you want to summarize Jak 3 first, but I think Jak 2's a more fun thing to describe.
Jak 3 is Jak 2 plus June.
Yeah.
Because you have big, kind of like more Mad Max. Yeah.
You're just thinking of all the dunes that are in it.
Yeah. Big sandy dunes and a bit of Star Wars sprinkled in there. There is a fourth Jak and Daxter game made by Naughty Dog called Jak X, which is a combat racing game.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one.
No, it's a cycle. It's a sequel. It was made. It got put out a year after Jak 3.
Daxter game.
Yeah.
What's the Daxter game?
Daxter game is a PSP game where he plays Daxter that happens at the start of Jak 2, Jak gets experimented on for like over a year in Haven City, and during that time, Daxter's trying to find him, and you play through that year.
So just to be clear to everyone at home, there are 3 games, except there's also a 4th game, which is a sequel, except there's also a 5th game, which is an in-between call, and also there's a secret 6th thing.
And the 6th thing is Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier. Now, this game was not made by Naughty Dog. It was made by High Impact Games. It released in 2000 and I will double check my notes here. It released
5, 6, 7, 9?
No. It released in 2009.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, which is 5 years after Jak 3 came out in 2004.
Big gap.
Massive gap.
A lot of development in video games in that time. Much better stuff we can make now.
By playing the game, you wouldn't think so. Now, this game was originally made for the PSP, not for the PSP and the PS2. But they upscaled it and put it on the PS2. So basically, Naughty Dog was making a Jak and Daxter game, a Jak 4, if you will. And then they were like, well, we want to make some Uncharted games. Let's start that. And during that, they lost a bit of inspiration for Jak and Daxter. So they just said, all right, High Impact Games, you make this game. And they're like, you make it as a PSP game. So then they started making it. And the story is so half-baked. It is so... It's meant to be this, grand sequel to Jak 3, but it just falls flat in so many regards. And I've known this. That's why I've steered clear. I, honestly, have actively pretended like this game doesn't exist.
It's true.
Fucking horror.
It's true. I love that Naughty Dog will do one of two things. One is release a groundbreaking incredibly well-storied game that wins hundreds of Game of the Year awards, or decide they can't be bothered halfway through and ship it off to someone else for a remake. Like, those are the two things. They don't make in-between games. They make incredible groundbreaking work, or they make ship it off to someone else to copy our groundbreaking work in a worse way.
Yes.
It's kind of a power move.
It's bad. They should just commit to what they're doing.
Just make a
or not do
mediocre
it at all.
thing. Prove that you are human.
Yeah.
You're setting the bar too high, Naughty Dog. You're making us all sad.
Now, this game is bullshit in many regards.
Great. I'm so excited. It's been a while since we did a segment that's just tear something to shreds. I'm so keen.
First of all, what do they do to Kira? Now, Kira has been in the game since the first game.
Barely.
What do you mean?
Barely.
What do you mean by barely?
She's barely in the games.
What do you mean?
I've seen more of Kira.
She's one of the
watching
four main
over your
characters.
shoulder
Yeah.
playing The Lost Frontier, which bear in mind is like maybe 15 minutes, than I have seen of her in all of the games so far.
I think you actively...
She's in cutscenes and that's like it.
What?
Yeah,
In this game, she's in cutscenes and that's it.
if you say so.
In the first game, she's one of the four main characters.
Yeah, and you only see two of them on screen at any one time, and it's Jak and Daxter.
Okay. Oh no. We don't see all of the non-player characters every time I'm playing a game. She's in it as much as Dina's in The Last of Us Part 2.
That cannot be true.
Yeah.
No, it's probably true.
It
Which
is.
is not enough, arguably.
You got me there.
Yeah, I did, but it's a low blow.
Anyways, they fucked with her character model. Her and Jack and like all of them, they look atrocious. Despite that, everyone's fucking hitting on Kira. Jack's hitting on Kira. Okay, so this game is a space pirate
To be
game.
fair, Daxter's hitting on everyone all the time.
Daxter
so he
isn't
doesn't
hitting on
count.
Kira.
Is not.
No.
What's going on here?
It's a bad Jak and Daxter game. So this game is a space pirate game. Here's the plot of the game.
Okay, great.
you
I
know
love
how-
that we change genres every time. That's my favorite thing about this series that I don't like. It's like, at least if I have to put up with another bad one of these games, it's going to be a different setting.
So,
Space Pirates.
you know how I was mentioning there was eco before?
Yep.
So there's...
Don't think you've said that yet, but that's fine.
No, I did when talking about the precursor legacy.
Ah,
There's yellow,
that was-
blue, red, and green.
Probably trying as hard as I could to forget.
Now, green is health, yellow is like power, like fire projectiles, red is power, like energy, and blue is like speed sort of stuff. Now,
And big jumps.
yeah, and big jumps. Now, that's something you sort of embody and can do those powers in the first game. Then when you get to Jak 2, where it's all like, wow, here's an actual full city that's been made, those, the eco is more
Guns.
rare and more, industrialized, so it's in guns. So you have the red eco be like a shotgun blast, you have the blue be a super speedy machine gun, you have the yellow be like a long-range sniper kind of thing, and the...
Dark Eco. Well, I guess it's not.
Yeah, no, it is. It is
purple?
dark
It
eco.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then green eco is still your health. Great. So...
And you also have dark eco powers and light eco powers, but don't worry about those.
Yes.
Or do worry about those. I don't
In
know where
this
you're going
game-
with this. Yeah.
Well, okay, so in this game, they're like, great, we're bringing back the eco, but there's an eco shortage. So
Okay.
the instigating thing is there's an eco shortage, and Kira, Jak, and Daxter are off to the edge of the world,
Great.
the literal edge of the world, to find a source for more eco because everyone doesn't have eco. And now you find this civilization of Europans and pirates that are both looking for eco, and you're anti the pirate at the start, but then very quickly you join the pirates team, and like most of your home base is on this pirate's big ship. But the
Europeans
first thing
tend to
you got-
have the effect of uniting everyone against them.
Fair, but they were also nice to you and they house you at the start, and they're like, here's this, it's like you're friends with everyone, even though they're all being mean
As
to you.
opposed to the previous games where you're friends with no one and everyone wants to kill you.
Which is way more
Which is way
exciting.
more fun.
Anyways, it's space pirates, I guess. And what it looks like visually, what I relate it to is the movie Barbie Princess and the Pauper, but it's a worse version of that.
Wow,
The
that
dialogue is
saying
like
something.
that. The visuals are like that.
Yep.
But it's just actively less engaging.
That is difficult to believe, but if anyone can do it, it's Jak and Daxter.
Right? It's also so exposition heavy.
Yeah.
Like everyone's saying the same stuff all the time.
Ooh. Say it once and let me forget about it and just do the game.
It's like, oh, we need to make sure that we get this thing so that we find the source of the eco. Oh, hi there, I'm a new character. I'm looking for the source of the eco, which is meant to be at the edge of the world. Oh my gosh, welcome to the edge of the world. We should have a source for the eco here.
Now, modern games do this, but they hide it better. Because when I'm playing through like a more modern story game for the last few years, I don't notice this. I just always know what my objective is and what I'm looking for. But if you ever go back and play a single level of something, I don't know if you've noticed this, all the characters are doing is like yelling about what they need. They're like, I got to go to the building, I've got to get to the dome, I've got to find some gas or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you don't notice it when you're playing through as a cohesive experience. But when you drop back in, you're like, yeah, shut up. What are you saying this for? You wouldn't say that out loud. But somehow they make it just completely diegetic and believable the first time through.
But only the first time.
Which is impressive.
It is. Now,
Anyway, they hadn't mastered that in 2009, clearly.
Not with this game. I would like to talk about the things that you don't like about playing Jak and Daxter.
Okay,
Tell me what you don't like about playing Jak and Daxter.
I forget.
What do you mean you forget?
The checkpoints are bad.
No. Name another thing.
The gameplay is
Okay,
bad.
no, let's talk about the checkpoints. Now, this game recently came out on the PlayStation Plus premium tier where it's emulated. So that means if you die or something goes wrong or whatever, you can literally jump back by periods of like 15 seconds and just
solved.
reverse. So it doesn't matter what the original game's intentions were, blah, blah, blah. It's like, nope, I fell down this cliff and now I have to, work for 15 minutes to get back to where I was up to.
Screw the intention of the original artists.
Just reverse. So that's fun.
That's right.
What was the next thing?
It's not fun.
Okay, what do you think about how it controlled? What did you think
That
of
was my next point.
Okay.
Awfully. Can never step on or hit or dodge anything. Just, it feels like I'm playing with like a 5-second delay between what I press and what happens.
Yeah.
Or it happens instantly, but I can't, like there's like 2 frames a second. Awful.
I think-
Everything about it is awful.
I think some of that is to do with playing a bad remaster
Definitely.
on the PS4 version.
And the car controls were fun. I will give Jak 3 that.
So, okay. This game, what did you think of the camera controls in Jak and Daxter?
They went from actively atrocious to not great.
Yeah.
So again, I'll give them credit for jumping over the very low bar they set. Like the first game, we genuinely had to like jailbreak it and reverse the axis of the camera because I just couldn't. It's like you point left and it goes right.
Yeah. Now,
Absolutely not.
What if I told you this game was worse and there's no camera controls?
None?
Well, okay, there are some
Like
camera controls.
Like the 2D platforming sections of Jak 1?
Kind of. In some parts, it is like that. It's meant to work without camera controls, I think. But
Always dangerous.
the way that you control the camera, you can't do it with the right stick. The right stick is useless because this is a PSP emulation of it. So the way you look left and right is with the L1 button and the R1 button.
Wasn't that the way the very, very early games worked?
Like Spyro and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like I could get used to that.
It's
Is
fine.
it awful?
But then when I'm trying to shoot, the shoot button is triangle instead of R1. I keep hitting R1 to shoot and my camera's just like jittering to the side. So that's awful.
No,
also,
that sucks.
The double jump feels terrible. It just like it controls really, really awkwardly. I'm like, you know what it's meant to control like because you play the other games exist. The
Have they got the
worst bit.
spin in there?
The spin is in there.
Yeah.
The worst bit out of it all, there is no roll jump. You know the roll jump.
Oh, the roll jump and I are very well acquainted, I say, with hate dripping from every syllable.
The roll jump is how you get around Jak and Daxter quicker. You do a roll and jump and you do a big lunge forward.
The timing is cooked.
There is no rolls in this game. You cannot roll.
Oh, no.
'Cause L1
whatever shall we do?
L1 is look left.
left.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so annoying. Anyways, the controls are bad. The one thing, it's like I said before, the dialogue isn't great. Daxter is still funny occasionally.
That's nice.
He has this one line where they're basically tasked to do an obstacle course to prove themselves. Classic Jak and Daxter. So Daxter says,
It really is.
arbitrary platform challenges mixed with heavy gunplay. That's what we know.
That's really funny.
So that's that. He doesn't say. He's like, that's what, we know plenty about that. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. There's also another terrible aspect to this game, which is No. I'll talk about this first. You said Jak 3, the controls weren't great, but the car play.
The cars were all right.
The cars were good.
Yeah.
This game, once again, controls aren't great. However, the flying bits, the
what
gun
now?
shooting, because it's a space pirate game. You're in spaceships and you get to fly around and shoot stuff. That is amazing and some of the best flying squadron shooting that I've done in video games.
Wow. Huge.
And I've played Star Wars Squadrons in VR.
Huge.
It is so enjoyably good. Your controls are faster and slower. So you have the X button to boost or not. You have square to brake, but also if you hold that and turn, you do a really tight turn. You can customize the ships to have whatever sort of weapons you want, but you have to buy them or upgrade them. But there are machine guns, there are lasers, there are lock-on missiles, blah, blah, blah. You can also do other upgrades like better shields or better boost, or I don't know, there's quite a few, or faster turn circles. The shields on the ship, it isn't just like your health goes down, your overall health. No, you have a front left shield, you have a front right shield, and you have a rear shield. So you're like, oh shit, my left side is basically down. I need to make sure.
Point my right side at them and let them broadside me while I get behind them. Yeah.
Which is so good.
Like proper dogfighting.
Yes. And then the best bit about it all is on the D-pad, you have up, down, left, and right. So buttons, and those do specific maneuvers. So left does a barrel roll to the left, right does a barrel roll to the right. Up does this thing where, just say you're flying forwards and then you veer up and do a loop. That's really fun. And what that does, all of these are meant to help you when you've got people behind you to dodge out of the way, get the fire off of you. So if you got someone right on your heel and you do the one where you go up and loop around, then you'll end up behind them.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Which is really cool.
Cool.
And the last one is when you hit down, where you do a similar thing, but you turn around. Like it's a quick turnaround. So you have people on your back and you're like, I'm going to get them. You hit the down and then you quickly do a flip and whip around and then you're facing them. And it's just so satisfying and fun to play. The camera controls are still not great. So sometimes you're looking in a weird direction and it doesn't work exactly right. But fantastic flight controls. Some of the best, and it's got me coming back to it. So while this game, it's kind of enjoyable. There was 7 or 8 different missions, what are those side quests you can do for these flight course gun battle things, and I did all of them and completed all of them, one after the other, and one of them went for 8 minutes, constantly doing these flying loops and shooting. But it was just so fun to do. I was actually enjoying it.
Is there much timed stuff?
Is there much?
Because that's something else
there's not a whole lot of timed stuff.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice.
It's a lot of just make sure you don't die stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the powers that you can use to make sure you don't die are eco powers, because they're back in sort of the way that they were in the first game.
The what?
Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy.
In the first game?
I literally, you suck. You're doing this on purpose. No.
I thought you meant dark and light eco, but you're talking red, blue, yellow, green. Yeah.
So, you can, despite there being an eco shortage, there's enough for you to use the red to make a bomb and the yellow to throw a projectile.
Oh, cool.
But also, there are some which there's a blue eco power that you get that is freeze time. Now you might say, that's in the third game.
Yeah.
It's one of the light Jak powers.
Yeah.
He does the same fucking clap action. It's the same animation, but it's just a blue eco power now.
Well, blue eco is timey-wimey.
Yeah, but like it's already the light eco thing. And I also haven't mentioned Jack can't do Dark Jack anymore. So Jak and Daxter, because he was
because Jack got
experimented on.
fixed. Yeah.
No, he didn't get fixed. He didn't get
I
fixed.
don't remember
once.
anything about any of these games.
damn.
Just to be clear.
He can turn into like a
I was
dark
hoping for a lucky guess.
werehog version of himself.
Werehog.
Yeah, haven't you seen Sonic the Sonic Werehog game? Where in
Sure.
the nighttime Sonic turns into a werehog version of himself.
That's fun.
It's basically Jak too. Jak gets experimented with Dark Eco, then he can use his rage and turn into Dark Jak. Whatever. He can't do that in this because there's an eco shortage. Why the hell is a worldwide eco shortage, meaning that he can't turn? There's plenty of Dark Eco around.
Yeah.
You collect it in this game. You build up enough of that and you can turn into Dark Jak normally. No.
Yeah. Nah.
They just didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Ran out of time, probably.
However, there is a Daxter Dark version.
Woo!
Now,
new.
Daxter, who was originally like a human person, and then in the first game fell into Dark Eco and became an Otzel, an otter weasel thing. Now, getting more Dark Eco dumped on him turns him into a bigger Hulk, werehog version of Daxter.
What?
And get this, the way that this happens for the first time is they're walking down the European streets and Daxter falls in a manhole. Now, this manhole is like a regular manhole size.
Yep.
Meaning it's like 4 times the width and 4 times the length of Daxter himself.
huge.
So imagine walking down the street
And there's a giant chasm.
and you just trip and fall
Whoops.
in it. Whoops. Anyways, there are sewer levels where you play as Dark Daxter, and they're awful. The main move that I use is you click triangle and you turn into the Tasmanian Devil. You turn into a tornado and literally pinball around the sewers, and it's just
This sounds great.
it's god awful.
I have just one question for you
Yes.
about this game. Is it easier?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sold.
it is, but it's less enjoyable.
Define enjoyment.
Having fun.
Oh no, that's
Enjoying
not
a
going to
time
happen
with
no
it.
matter what.
Now, there is, okay, while I'm hating on this game, there's one thing that,
I feel like you secretly like this game, but you don't want to let yourself.
no, there's this one thing
Am I
that
wrong?
could redeem the whole thing for me.
Okay,
I was recently playing a mission
I saw this.
and you're in this, dark eco facility. You find an experimental chamber with a bed thing, which is the same bed thing that Jak was experimented on to become Dark Jak. So you're like, oh shit, they're
Like
experimenting
maybe exactly
on
the
people.
same one?
Not the
Or
exact
just like same make and model?
same make and model, because the
Big
one
chair.
Jak was experimented on in Haven City.
Yeah.
And this is once again the edge of the world, whatever that means. So you find that and you're like, oh, okay, they're experimenting on with Dark Eco. You're fighting a lot of these, humanoid things that look like they've been experimented on with Dark Eco. And you fight one of these big boss ones, and Daxter yells out something like, oh, he's got like long, sharp nails and is floating and seems to be filled with Dark Eco. Remind you of anyone? Now, he could mean related to Dark Jak, Dark Jak kind of looks like that. But in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, is the villain to this the only other person that I can think of with like long, sharp nails, Dark Eco, experimenting, sage, is Goal from Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, the villain of that. Now,
How would that even work?
I don't know. But okay, in the first game, the villains
Let's
are Goal and
theorize.
Maya. They are these. Each of the eco elements have a sage. It's basically like, I don't know. What is a sage?
So like picture a cult. Picture the one who we all pay the money to. It's like that one. Like a religious leader, but with a hippie filter over it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Goal and Maya are the Dark Eco sages, and they
So like a religious leader with a hippie filter over it, but also they're fascists.
yes, and also like grey and like vaguely evil.
Yeah.
Well, they experiment with Dark Eco too much, and then they become evil, and then you have to go fight them at the end. They bring this old precursor robot back to life. You become Light Jak and destroy them. And they fall into the Dark Eco, but it's like,
So now they're Otzels!
well, or their big Tasmanian devil
Yep.
werehogs. And so at the end of that game, the green sage, Samos, says, I don't think they're dead. Who knows what the Dark Eco's done to them? And you presume, they'll come back in the second game. But the second game, you go into the future to Haven City.
Right, because they wanted to make Grand Theft Auto instead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But maybe they've been dormant all this time and they've come back and they've been experimenting with Dark Eco and they're going to be back as the villains. That would be so cool.
You're the worst kind of fan.
What do you mean I'm the worst kind of fan?
Okay, look. I'm in two minds. On one hand, you want the new thing to be genuinely honoring the legacy of the writing of the previous things and not just a shameless cash grab, right?
Yes.
So there's that. But on the other hand, you're like, nah, I don't like any of this new stuff. You know, the only thing that would redeem it for me? A cameo from a previous thing that I've already seen in this series.
The new stuff is a Barbie space pirate.
The new stuff has always been bad. The old stuff is also bad.
What?
All of this is bad.
No, it isn't. Think of the stuff in Jak 2. You love floating mobster guy.
Yeah, but that's just something they stole from Dune.
Or June stole from them.
No, that's not how time works.
Well, technically, because this is in the future or the past, who knows?
Yeah,
June's
the
in
future.
Yeah, but June's further in the future.
That's a good point.
Thank you.
But it was written first.
I don't know about that. You liked
Yeah, exactly.
the Baron. Baron Praxis.
Yeah, did I?
Yeah.
No, he was boring and nothing. What I liked was the
What?
line, I'm gonna kill Praxis.
I don't know. It's good.
I genuinely couldn't tell you a detail about the Baron.
He has the daughter Ashlyn, who's in the rebellion, and that's an interesting dynamic.
That happened.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway,
Tell me another fact. I've got lots to learn. Wait, actually, tell me another fact.
okay. There's Sig, who you meet in the second game as part of the cronies, like from the floating mobster guy. And you find out in the third game, he's been a Wastelander spy the whole time.
Yep.
Why are you were so satisfied with the other ones? Why aren't you satisfied with that one? That's it's a really good reveal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I do think that I'm the worst fan. Because this whole time, I've...
Also just flat out refusing to engage with something because a different team of creators had a go at it.
That's what I was going to bring up. Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay. We're all the worst fan of something.
Star Wars, I'm allowed to... I'm like, whatever, do whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. MCU, I don't care.
Yeah.
This is my one thing. I'm allowed to have one thing.
That's right. We all have one thing.
That I'm prickly about. And that's Jak and Daxter. So, I don't know. Is it good? No. Should I finish it? I'm going to finish it. Should other people finish it?
Should other people start it at all?
No. Go play Jak 1, 2, and 3 and Jak X. I'm going to make us play Jak X.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
No, we should do that tonight.
We should do that for Outbreak Day. New Year's next year.
No, we should do that tonight. I don't know, man. Fuck this game.
Yeah.
Fuck this
Fuck
game.
this game. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
get on board. I'll support you.
Thank you. I feel like you're just happy that I'm saying fuck a Jak and Daxter game.
As a secondary benefit? Yeah, I don't mind that.
No.
But I support you.
I'm done with this now.
Great.
Can we change the topic to what you've finished?
We certainly can.
What have you finished?
I have finished 37.
$37 what?
Well, it's the sequel to 300. It's set a
what?
few hours later, halfway through the battle. There's just 37 of them left.
Oh, is 300 named after the
300
amount of people?
them? Yeah.
I thought it was like 300
I don't think
AD.
so. I've never seen it.
BC.
I don't know. No. The timeline's all wrong. It's definitely 300 people.
BBG.
Why?
Oh, it's...
Before board games?
No, before Battle of
300
Gavin.
years before.
You remember that big war where we just fought Gavin?
That's really good.
That one guy?
Alrighty.
Hey, he was real mean. It was worth it. It was kind
That's
of a
really
slaughter
good.
at the end. He got two of us.
Yeah, I know.
We had
And there were
the whole
300 of
world
us too.
against this one guy.
Yeah.
And he
Gavin.
got 2 of us?
That's pretty impressive. He should get none.
I feel ashamed.
Yeah, honestly.
What's 30? Wait. What is 37?
What do you mean? What are you frowning at me like that for?
Because I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't know
Have
what
you heard of
it is. I don't know.
Maybe you've heard of it. 37 is a play that MTC have on at the moment.
I thought 37 was that movie with Adam.
Oh no, that's 65. Because there was 65 people in that battle.
Against the dinosaurs or whatever.
Yeah, against Stegosaurus Gavin.
So this is a play.
Yes, this is a play.
Put on by who?
So MTC, Melbourne Theatre Company.
Oh,
it's
I know
written
them.
by Nathan Maynard and directed by Isaac Drandick.
Hmm.
And it stars a bunch of people. I think there's 10 in the cast, but Ngali Shaw plays the main character Jamar, and he's amazing.
Okay.
Incredible performance. So here I was, walking down South Bank, having spent a lovely afternoon in the city, and I enter the MTC foyer, and everyone is very rich and very well dressed, and I'm there in like shorts and sandals, and I've got the cheapest seats. Let me tell you about the cheapest seats. So they have rows like A to fucking J or whatever, right? Like all the auditorium. And then they have 2 thin, tiny rows down the front open for this performance. Row AA and row BB, right? Like
Do A and AB. Why are you doing?
yeah, I know. The ones that they would normally often push down for like a theatre, an orchestra
theatre?
pit.
Oh,
or whatever,
okay.
Right? Like the ones that often aren't there at all
Yeah.
because you can't see anything from there. So I got Cheer Squad tickets, which were the cheapest ones, which were like those the front 2 rows. And there was 4 on the side and there was 1 in the front row in the middle. Just a single seat. And I went, I'm going to book that one.
Yeah.
So there I was walking down to seat AA12 in the cheer squad going, what is going to happen? I sat down and a very lovely couple of people came and sat next to you on my left. Let's call one of them, give me a name.
Gavin.
Great. Now, Gavin was incredibly talkative, sat down and said, oh, this is great. How are you? How you going? And Gavin's friend who was named...
Hi, I'm Anderson. I'm the guy who was offering you those offers before.
Great.
I've fucked up, man. I gotta say, I fucked up. The world's gone to shit. You don't want to know what's happening at the next election. I've made some bad deals today. We're going to have some great films. There's going to be some great art pieces coming up. Oh my God, Goose has gotten caught in the in the cords, in the
Just
mic
running away.
cords.
Like, how dare you? It's like, that was entirely on you, my
Anyways,
friend.
that was a small one. I made a deal with someone earlier today. They said, I want a national tragedy
It was
of
a cat getting tangled.
cat getting tangled. And because of that, I get to write half a good song. And I said, deal. Anyways,
Is it a half-length song that's good, or is it a song that gets really bad halfway through? Like, just drops off a cliff after second chorus?
that one.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anyways,
I can't
my
wait
name's
to listen
Anderson,
to it.
and I sat next to you on the other
Great.
night.
So the funny thing about the really unfortunate thing about the choice you've made there is that Anderson did not say one word for the entire performance, but Gavin said words and did movements during the performance.
Did movements.
We'll get back to that. So the stage was like, it was the oddest thing I've ever seen. It was like a triangle. So we were on a flat side. All the sides are flat, Reuben. And then the point of the triangle was at the back. And then on the right, the right hand, or stage left, on our right, there was like a big like stage door that was like open. So you could see kind of partly into the back. And then there were two like currawong birds, like they looked like eagles, painted on up high on the roof or on the tops of the walls, made out of handprints, but they made the shape of wings and a head. It was kind of amazing. And then the set decoration itself was kind of like a locker room, and then the ground was covered in like a sandy, dirty kind of substance. So wild environment to step into. Gavin on my left saying, "Oh, this is great." He said that a lot. Gavin said, "Oh, that's great. This is great. That was great," many times during the performance. But I was kind of down for it. And what I really want to say about this performance, other than like it was good and I'll talk about the plot and stuff later, I had the best seat in the house. All those people who paid hundreds of dollars to be somewhere back in the audience, fools, buffoons, misguided. I got everything. We could see like the sweat and the tears and the action and the like noise, and there was the reason I think that those seats were cheaper was in part because of the angle your neck was at, but that was fine. But also because some of the action happened in like the very first aisle. So down in front of most of the audience, looking down at kind of the doors that we had come through and the aisle through the middle before like row A. But for us in the cheer squad, we were like immersed in it. So we got to like, I don't know if listeners can hear that, but that's me turning my head around to participate in the action. It was really cool.
That's it.
It was great.
That sounds...
So it was a wonderful experience. And I had a chat with
amazing.
Gavin and Anderson at the end, who finally said something, not till the play was over, about like, wow, that was great. And just like dissecting it and sharing our experience of it.
So we wouldn't have a conversation with you at the start when you were all sitting down, but we'd have a conversation afterwards.
Very odd.
Very odd.
Very odd. Maybe he was feeling bad about all the deals he'd made that day. Should I talk about the actual play?
Yeah, do it.
Great.
What's it about? I've
it's
seen
about-
one MTC thing.
Oh, what have you seen?
Oliver Twist.
Oh,
Yeah. Twist
fun.
was?
Oliver?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Half his body.
Oh,
Half his body. And by half his body, I mean like it was around the neck area.
yeah, twisted.
Died at the end.
Oh,
Just chunk.
oh, right.
Kind of like the sound
Oh,
that you were
twist.
making with your neck. Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Except he went still afterwards.
Oh, right. So like that?
Yeah, like that.
Great.
Nice. No, I saw what's that other one?
Cosy?
called? Yeah, Cosy.
Yeah, this was a different theatre to that one, just so you're not picturing the wrong theatre.
All right. I don't remember that theater. It was like 8 years ago.
Yeah, but it was like a normal theatre. It wasn't a freaking triangle with a hole in the wall, was it?
No.
No. This is a story about football.
Which football?
The one we play here, the one that was like, well, they talk about
Play
this.
multiple footballs here.
Yeah, nah, no, not really. They
What do
talk
you mean
about,
not really? We literally just
yeah, but I don't pay attention to the others, so they don't count.
name the AFL. You're talking about AFL.
Yeah, I'm talking about AFL.
Thank you.
And they talk both before the play, there was kind of, not like programs, but signs up about it. And then during the play, they talk about how that came from the Indigenous game Marngrook, which was more akin to what we would now call markers up, was kind of the vibe. So what they would have is one person, there was teams, but there was no scoring, and they would go for hours or sometimes even days on end. And one person, it would be their turn to kick it, and they would kick the Marngrook, which is often reed or possum skin, and Victoria it was usually possum skin, as high as they could, and then everyone would jump up and try to catch it, basically mark it. And whoever, if someone successfully grabbed it, it's their turn to go up. But
It's literally markers up.
yeah, it's markers up. But the person who kicked it the highest during the game gets to bury the ball at the end as a kind of ceremonial thing. And the earth takes care of the ball until the next time.
Oh.
That's my understanding anyway. If I have details wrong, my apologies. But that's what I gathered from the kind of storytelling of the play. So that was really interesting.
So there's really no winner.
That's right. There's just the one who kicked it the highest who wins for a bit, like a reigning champion.
Great. Nice.
Yeah.
Because they're raining down footballs.
That's right.
in the
They're raining
heavens.
down footballs. During this play, there were so many times where I was like, wow, how did they get these like footballers and ex-footballers to act so well? And then I had to like shake myself out of it and be like, Reuben, they're actors doing their job, acting. Because it was very convincing. It was how you say good acting. They had the...
You were there being like, hey, that's the one with the beard from
Carlton
Melbourne.
or whatever, yeah.
I don't know. That's the only one I can picture. Who's that guy with the beard?
There's a few, but you probably think of Max Gaunt.
Maybe. Does he have the bald head?
Yeah.
Decent beard?
Yeah,
him.
chunky beard, yeah. Or maybe Nathan Jones from a few years ago, but probably not.
I don't know. Whoever was at the premiership.
Yeah, no. No. Gone. I recently have been falling less out of love with football in a way. Like I've been finding it harder and harder to support my team and to support the institution. And so this play did not make me like football anymore because it's about racism. The main character and a couple of others are Indigenous, and it's about their experience in like a small town country football team. The coach comes out very early in the play and gives like a speech, and he like thanks all the sponsors and like the local IGA, and it could have been said in our hometown or any other place really, around kind of country Victoria or country Australia as we now call it. And it was just really insightful. It was set in 2015. I don't know if you know about the Adam Goodes saga.
No.
Okay, Adam Goodes was an Indigenous player. His number was 37, played for a few teams, but mostly the Sydney Swans. And
Boo. Oh, yay.
Don't say boo in this context.
Okay.
That's bad and racist.
Okay, yay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
I literally know nothing.
I support you dissing Sydney as
That's
a
what I
city,
mean.
but that was an unfortunate comment. No, look. Basically, there was a 13-year-old girl who supported Collingwood who called him an ape at one point, and he kind of said that was racist and
I remember this.
Yes, you remember this? And then it escalated. He was booed for months and months. At one point, he did a traditional kind of war dance and threw a boomerang, or it was perceived as a spear, and then people reacted to that, and then it became a culture war, and then he left the sport. And afterwards, the AFL said, sorry, we fucked up. We should have supported you more.
Yeah, no shit,
So
dude.
awful time. The play's called 37, so that's your first clue about what it's going to be about, because it was the number he wore.
Yeah.
And it's just about the experience of these two Indigenous cousins playing for a predominantly white country team, really. And I really enjoyed it because it's not caricature. Like, no one is one-dimensional, which is always nice when we're doing one of these kind of cultural pieces. It's not just like, look at the bad villains who are racist. It's like, well, look at the context in which these people grow up and how that can lead to racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds really sick.
It's really good. It's really
Sounds
good.
very good. I sound interested in this. Like all the things you bring to the podcast, I'm like, that's a really like interesting and engaging and in-depth thing that I would love to, I don't know, partake in and enjoy. Probably won't,
Right?
but it sounds
I
great.
sympathize with that experience because you'll come over and think, like, it's amazing. And I'll be like, great, that sounds awesome. When's it on till? Oh, damn.
Done. Is this one done?
I think this is on to like April the 5th.
Oh.
So if you're fast, you can get on it. And if listeners are like lightning quick, I think you've got 1 or 2 days to get on this.
How much were the really good tickets?
The really good tickets that I had?
Yes.
Or the fake really good tickets?
No, the really good tickets.
50.
$50.
Yeah.
That's, well,
Not bad for
not
NPC.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was, I think the show was an hour and a half with no interval, and most of the actors were on pretty much the whole time. It was a really physical performance. Like, they had, I would call them high stakes scenes, like running around, yelling each other's names and handballing footballs to each other, right? Like things that the audience will know if you fuck it up, right? Things that you can't hide. And so, I always love a bit of risk
on a wire.
Stage. No.
No.
No, it was just really amazing. And I won't spoil it. Just really, really good.
Did
Thoughtful, fun, really funny. I didn't mention this. I'm making it sound like a dour Grimfest.
You are.
Really funny
Yeah.
because you spend most of the time with these like young adults in the space where they feel free joshing and joking around with each other. It's great.
Did they kick the football at any point?
Spoilers?
You can just say. Well, unless
can't
you're like,
explain why,
they
but
kick
answering
it
that
at
would
the
be
very
spoilers.
end. It's the last thing they do. That it's the whole time you're like, are they going to kick it? Are they not? And the last thing they do is they kick it into the audience, right to your face, belt
Bang.
it right into.
That's why these are the cheap tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, my teeth have fallen out.
Either your teeth that fall out, or they kick it a bit too high.
I've just been hitting a face with a football.
They hit it a bit too high, get someone above you, and blood just comes, rains all over you.
Cheer squad!
Cheer squad. Whoop whoop.
Woo woo! I originally heard about this because someone I know did the fight choreography.
Oh.
Also, yeah, this show had like a director, a choreographer, or two, director and co-choreographer, a co-choreographer, a fight coordinator, an intimacy coordinator. Like, it's got everything. Every flavor of physical activity, that happens here. Sticking your fingers in a cow's bum, that happens in this.
What?
Don't worry about it. And then the only other thing I would say is, like, I woke up this morning on the day of recording this, and Eddie Betts' kids had racial abuse yelled at them from someone who drove past in a car. Eddie Betts is another Indigenous AFL player. Oh. So I guess I would say in terms of cultural relevance,
It's relevant.
you don't get more relevant than that, which is really disappointing.
Mm-hmm. It's bad.
The AFL? Yes.
Just the yes. A lot of the still racist culture that is like that surrounds the AFL.
Yep. It's awful.
I have watched. Not to put a downer on this. I was like quite a few years ago. I was watching some football with a few people that I know, and one of them, I don't know, someone got a goal, and they were an Indigenous player, and one of the people that was there watching was like, "Yeah, way to go, Blackie," and I didn't really hear it, and also don't know I don't know what's going on with football, but I just didn't register. I didn't hear it really. But then one of my friends was like, "Wait, what did you say?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, I just said this," and they're like, "Oh no, that's not an okay thing to say." And this is a person that I know wouldn't I guess just didn't see it as like what it was, which is racism.
Yeah.
But is just a thing that's sort of said in that culture sometimes.
Yep.
Depends who you grow up with, who you watch the sport around. But that was a moment of like, yeah, that was called out. It was like, no, that's not. And this is a person our age.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
It's a weird cultural blind spot for the AFL. I mean, I know it's a problem right across Australian society, but it has a particular expression in the AFL fandom, which is very odd. Like I've heard people say, things that sound positive, but like race is brought artificially into the conversation. Like oh, wow, what an amazing play. Like he's so fast. I think there must be like something in the ancestral memory about like hunting. It's like, what the fuck? No, just say like, wow, what an amazing player. I love the speed with which they move, or like like how rapid their reflexes are or something. Like, look, that's a person who is an elite athlete playing a sport really well. Yeah. Say that. Yeah. I don't know. It blows my mind. Yeah, it does. It's very odd. I don't know. And you don't just see it with Australian culture, obviously. You see it of course, all across the board. I think that's something that Jordan Peele sort of brought up with his debut film Get Out, where you have the weird positively expressed racism or something. Yeah, it's like you had these old white people in that movie complimenting the main character who was black, saying like, oh wow, black people just seem to be so much better at sport, like basketball, like you're taller, and I bet you could run really fast. Like, do you actively go to the gym? You look like you just so naturally have a brilliant physique. And he's like, shut the fuck up. Why are you objectifying me in any regard? And then also on a basis of race. It shows up in Atlanta too, that rich white guy who's like fetishizing the West African cultures. Yeah. Like what a weird scene and guy and thing that happens in real life also. Yeah. Just odd. We can sort of taught that it's like, well, you're saying a good thing, so you're saying it in an endearing way, but it's like, it's just not, like, I don't know, making comments like that, it's not helpful, it's not based on any reality, based on that individual, I don't know, it's like, Yep. Does this bring that up at all? Well, yeah, because there's kind of a spectrum of views in this footy team. Some of them are one of them, it's actually really fascinating. One of them, like, is a white guy who went to a private school and is kind of woke, but everyone, doesn't really respect that view. They kind of feel like it's a privileged, elite, wealthy view that's come in. They don't really respect that view. And then there are some who, like, he'll just say something as basic as, like, you can't say that. And they're like, oh, you're a bloody privileged kid or whatever. Right. And then there's, like, people who have come to, I guess, wokeness or awareness of the existence of racism. Like, there's some older characters on the team who have been playing football for a while and just living, and they have, like, families and just a bit more life experience, and they will call it out in a different way. And then there's just the kind of ignorant one, which is kind of similar to this thing that we're expressing of like, oh, yeah, nah, because they're just, like, really fast because they're black or whatever. And it's, it's that thing of, like, coming from a place not of vindictiveness but of complete ignorance. And then there's like racism, which comes from a point of like a feeling of ancestral grievance. You know, like my great-great-grandfather was murdered by an Indigenous person is the language used by that character. So, yeah, there's a spectrum of racism, and then it's tied up in like, oh, well, we've got to ban him from the team. Well, what if we need him in the prelim final next week? Well, can we send him on a cult? You know, like, what will the sponsors think? This guy's son, this guy's dad is the guy who runs the IGA, who, you know, so like there's multiple things in the world of the play that lead to racism.
Man, it's small town footy. Chill the fuck out.
Oh, they are not chill. The stakes, they make the stakes very high. The coach is called the General and comes out and gives a big speech at the start about like, this is my 4th year at the club, and when I came here I said that I would deliver a premiership within the first 4 years, and so there's stakes in it for him. And there's a bunch of other players who are too old and their contracts are going to end, so it's like their last chance at a premiership. And then the main character's dad played for the team the year that they almost won a premiership, but his dad didn't arrive at the grand final, and they lost the grand final.
Oh my God.
And they've never won a grand final in all of the time the club's been a thing. Dude. Like, the stakes could not be higher. I forgot about this. My memory of this was like being shell-shocked afterwards and laughing a lot during it, but I actually forgot that there was a period of like maybe 5 minutes at the end of this where my hands were like over my mouth. You know when you can't like contain the tension in your body and you do something involuntary with your body language? I was like glued to the stage, like with my hands over my mouth. Like the tension was unbelievable. And it's just like men doing a little jog on a stage. How do they do it?
I wish that plays were filmed and put somewhere accessible online. That was one thing that was good about COVID.
Yeah.
You could watch a play in Argentina for free.
Yeah.
Maybe you had to pay for it. Maybe it wasn't for free, but you could do it over the internet.
Yeah.
You can maybe get a subscription service to theatre.
They do. They film them in London and Cinema Nova shows. And what's that? National Theatre?
Yeah, that's National Theatre.
I've never seen one.
I've seen one.
Fleabag,
I watched Fleabag.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. But I want, do that.
Yeah.
Plays are great, but sometimes you can't get there.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't get there at all. What about people who are bedridden? What about people who don't have an accessible theatre? What about people in rural Victoria?
Yep.
And all the plays there are shit because they're just run by rural Victorians. No,
they can't even run a football club that wins a premiership, let alone a play.
Exactly. But
which is harder, just to be clear, much harder.
Sometimes you have like weird pockets. Like there's this weird eastern pocket of, or like southeastern pocket of Victoria where there are just really, really good rural musicals. And they have like awards and shit. But it's like, I can't remember the name of it. But like down, like a bit above Phillip Island.
Yeah.
And like also a bit further east sometimes.
Oh, wow.
But it's like all around that area.
Not like Terrelgan, not that far up.
No, like there.
Yeah, they have amazing live performance out there.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there when they had just like built the whole new theatre, and it was like this, really rural city. The only other thing that happens out there is like agriculture and burning coal. No disrespect to the people who work in those industries. It's just necessity. And then they have these amazing theatre.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why? Amazing.
It's great.
But how?
I'm so glad they have it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Not that I'm ever there, but
we should go there.
Day trip?
Yeah,
no,
day trip.
It's too far away.
All right, 2-day trip.
Weekend trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be a weekend. Any 2 days.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
I work Wednesdays.
Yeah, I work all days. But
all right.
You got to take them off sometime.
All right, I'll take a Wednesday off for that. Let's do it. Thanks. Would you recommend going to see this and finishing it?
Oh, big time. Very good. Yep.
Would you pay for me to go see it? I'll go see it if you pay for me to see it.
I'd consider it.
Whoa.
Depends on the outcome. Depends if I have to pay to join a cult. Like, if I have to lose $100 for nothing, I'm kind of pushing it to spend another number of dollars on a trip for you.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
It also depends if there's cheer squad seats, because I'm not letting you sit anywhere else.
Because it's more expensive.
Because it's more expensive and also worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, you recommend finishing
big time.
What if you're halfway through and you're like, Well,
there's no interval, so you got to sit there.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, shut up and watch it.
Or don't shut up and watch it.
Or don't shut up if you're Gavin.
Yeah.
Also, not disruptive at all, just really passionate and would say, like, if there was a blackout and like a Gav would say like, oh, that was great. Or like at the end of one of the games that happens on stage, like the football games, you're like, oh, wasn't that great?
That's respectful.
Just
respectful.
Completely pure positive heckling. I wouldn't even go so far as to call it that. Would just
you're
turn
not
to either
interrupting.
me, who reacted with like a yeah, or to Anderson, who reacted with nothing. Also, there was a final bizarre twist about these two. On the way out, we were talking like, wow, that was great. I was like, yeah, I don't even know how to talk about it. Like, I'm just kind of stunned. And they were like, yeah, it was great. It was great. And Gavin turns to Anderson and says, thanks for organizing that. Like, thanks for this. So had obviously more than as a present or as like had suggested the trip. And yet the one who was clearly hugely passionate about theatre was, you know, to be fair, Gavin did say like, I haven't been to the theatre in a while. But it was like, and the guy who had organised it or maybe had brought Gavin as a gift.
Gavin and Anderson were there together.
Yeah.
They knew each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They came in together. Just sorry. Did
Whoa,
I miss this detail? Yeah. And Anderson
And you were
didn't say a
sitting
word the
between
whole
them?
time. No.
Oh,
I had another lady on the other side.
I imagine you had Anderson on your right and Gavin on your left. And then Gavin was just like really not trying, like not intending to engage with you. But Gavin
Just
is like,
talking across.
yes, it's like, wasn't that great? And you're there like, yes, because you don't understand that Gavin and Anderson are there together. Gavin's trying to talk to Anderson. You're like, yes. And Anderson at this point is like, this is so embarrassing that Gavin's trying to talk over this person to my left. I'm just going to ignore
See, they
anything.
came together and Gavin was in the middle of the three of us and would turn to me to say, wasn't that great?
You just seem so personable.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, more saying hi to people in cinemas and theatres when you arrive.
All right.
I've always been a fan of
How
this.
many people?
Never brave enough to do it. One of your neighbours will do for a start. If we all say hi to one of our neighbours when we arrive, who's a stranger, then we have a sense of camaraderie. Everyone's connected to someone.
Sick.
Do I
I'm
go
down
and
for
see
that.
too many things by myself? Is that what's happening here?
I think so. I reckon we could start that.
Let's do that.
Let's start saying hi to people.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
I agree. Excellent. Well, anything more to say on that?
No.
Well, without further ado, let's go on to our next section, which is...
Up and up.
Every time I'm bringing it up, I'm talking about up and up. Do-do-do, not the theme song.
What have you got coming up next week, Reuben?
I have come... Well, I wanted to say that my coming up was the film Monkey Man by Dev Patel, but I can't because that will be a finished it. So I have to bring up a started it.
All right.
So instead what I'm going to do is say I'm going to have started the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Ooh.
You
Got
say that
anything
like
on
you're
the chopping block?
surprised.
Yeah,
What,
I
the
know.
chopping block?
Yeah, on the thing. Well, by that I just mean things you're going to see.
Well, we draw up a big list and then we put most of them on the chopping block and chop them off our list.
Okay, got anything that's stayed on from after the chopping block?
Yeah, well, let's do the thing where we both name one and take turns until someone loses. But again, it's the thing where there's a finite number, so this game doesn't work. Who do you want to start or go second?
I'll start.
I don't know how many there are. You've either just won or lost already.
Ben Russell.
Great. We've got Alex Rose.
We've got an improv murder mystery.
Great. We've got our neighbor Ashley Apap.
We've got we're only seeing 4.
No, there's another one. You can win here if you're clever. No checking.
Your friend.
No phone looking.
Your friend. You have
Yeah.
a friend
Yeah,
who
what's his
does
name?
comedy.
Yeah, what's
I don't
his
know what
name?
his name is.
I saw him at Storyville once.
Is it?
I saw him at Storyville the same night you were at Storyville, but downstairs, but we didn't see each other.
And I saw a football player there that night.
Wild.
Yeah.
What was the name of the football player?
Don't know.
Oh, because if you could name that, I would allow that as a point.
I don't know what's his name?
Joseph Green.
Joseph Green.
But I thought you were going to list shows that you're seeing that I'm not as a way of like stuffing me up. Because you're also seeing...
I'll probably go see Beck Petratus.
Yep.
And I'll probably also maybe go see someone else.
Support comedians, everyone.
Support them.
Go out and see them.
They need our help.
Oh boy.
Do they ever? They can't laugh on their own.
Nah.
It's like, you know how you need other, like, how do I say this? It's okay. You're a chef, You go to work, you make food, you come home, the last thing you want to do is make food, right? You can't do it on your own. You know, it's like the
Mechanics have
opposite
a bunch
of
of broken
stage
down
fright.
cars. Doctors don't look after their health. Yeah.
Comedians can't laugh anymore unless there's other people in the room. And that is a joyless life.
That's so sad.
Go out there and laugh in the face of a comedian. Get up as close as you can, nozzle to nozzle, and cackle. And then say hi to the person next to you. Just sit down and eat to enjoy the comedy show.
But only after you've done the face cackling thing.
Yeah.
Great. What are you following up on?
Oh, you're not going to say what you're most excited for the comedy festival?
Oh, do we have to make it a competition?
Yeah. Everything's a competition.
Okay. I've already forgotten what we're seeing. We just listed it all. I want to see this improvised whodunit thing.
That's probably my least interesting one.
Yeah, I got that vibe.
Probably because it was the most expensive. I think
They're all equal money in my mind because I paid it as one chunk.
okay.
What are you most excited for?
Good question. I want to see Ben Russell. I've seen Ben Russell do a bunch of different stuff with other people, but I've never seen Ben Russell live.
I've never been Sin Bin.
I've never
Been Sin Bin Russell.
Ben did a great thing last year, but it was a more immersive comedy experience.
What now?
He took people. He did a tour of the streets of Melbourne
That's
with
so
someone
fun.
else.
Someone else is doing comedy street tours this year.
I don't know. They stole from Ben. But it seemed chaotic and very good. This time it's just regular stand-up. And I'm here for it. Should be good. Now, the thing I'm following up on, what did I finish last week? Oh, I finished
Carpentry.
I finished Carpentry. Now,
Actually, you do have a lot to follow up on here because you took all the carpentry to a public place
First thing I'd like to say,
and you dumped it in the main street and you said, "Carpentry's finished, everyone." You stood on the pile of carpentry and you said, "It's finished."
and then everyone came and took a bit.
Yeah.
It was like a garage sale on the street.
Yeah.
Carpentry. I took it to the Game Expo booth. It looked great. People came over who I'd known who had other booths and said, "Wow, this looks great," and is also like a more refined version of your last booth at PAX. So that's really cool. People were coming up being like, "Wow, these tables are incredible. Where'd you get them?" I said, "Motherfucker, I made these. I painted them. I actively gave more information than they were asking for. They were like, these are nice tables." And I said, "Great.
Thank you. Let me tell you a step-by-step explanation of exactly how I made them.
Exactly.
Here's a QR code to my podcast.
Yep, and
Have
they
you
left-
told anyone in the board game world that we do a podcast?
No, should I?
Yeah.
All right.
Just casually mention it.
I'll tell one person who I'm
Often
next
that's
to
all
every
it takes,
time.
and then the next week or two, you come back to the next thing where you see people, and they're all like, "Yo, how's the podcast?" And you're like, "What the fuck? What is this?"
That doesn't happen to me.
No?
I've
You
told
gotta-
people about the podcast and people actively avoid.
Clearly, you haven't told the
Mentioning.
right people.
I know. I've mentioned it once at work. No one's mentioned it. I've mentioned it in a friend group before. No one's really mentioned it. I've mentioned it to family once again.
Multiple times.
No one brings it up. Everyone just forgets that we do a high quality podcast every single week.
quality.
High quality in every regard. Audio quality, comedy, insightful commentary on cultural issues. Volume. Goose.
Yep.
All
High
the
qualities
things.
of goose.
Weird characters, which are becoming more and more frequent.
Yep.
Just a weird character coming in for
I
a
don't know
30
if it's
second
high
bit.
qualities of weird characters. I feel like it's more high quantities of weird characters, which is not a complaint.
Actually, I think it's high quantities of weird characters.
No, don't do a character. That's meta and funny.
Actually,
You're
it's
not
not
doing
actually
it.
qualities. It's quantities. I think you'll believe. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about PAX actually, though?
No, I didn't do PAX since November.
Do you want to talk about TGX actually, though?
It was great. Thank you to everyone who came along. It was great to have some fun gameplay with you. I won an award. What else do you want me to say?
What award did you win?
People's choice, just people. Just their
Seems
choice.
huge, but that's fine. We'll just brush past it. We're
No,
cool
they just
like
had a
that.
choice and they just picked me. I
They just
guess.
picked you out of
Well,
all
they
the
picked my
dozens
game,
of
so
games
it's
that were there.
technically it's not really me.
Okay, I feel like they picked your booth, so it's
just
clear that
a
you
thing.
know the game technically.
Well, I made the booth.
Exactly.
I have a step-by-step guide on how to make a booth.
Tying it back to carpentry,
Yeah.
like we did there.
Thank you very much. Anyways, I got people's choice for carpentry. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it again. Maybe I won't.
Your next game should be called Carpentry.
My next co-host should be called carpentry. I'll just do this podcast against a plank of wood and be more
you
entertaining.
might get more character out of it than you do out of me.
You're just a wet plank of wood for every person.
No,
Yeah.
don't give me any adjectives, okay? They give me too much dimensionality.
A soggy, wet, moist,
No, see now
rotting,
that feels like a
moldy
thing.
wood.
Like that's disgusting and repulsive, and that has a quality to it. No, just a plank of just the most nothing. All right, please.
My bad. I feel like a wet plank of wood is also like cold. So it's like, I feel like a wet plank of wood is worse.
A wet plank of wood is worse, but because it's worse, it has an emotional response. You just want a plank of wood or nothing.
A plank of wood has potential. I see that now that I'm a carpenter. If I see...
Shut the fuck up.
If I see a normal plank of wood, I'm like, oh, think what I could do with that. If I saw like just a wet, like, a plank of wood that's been left out in the rain, I'd be like, ugh. Thanks everyone for listening to another episode.
We're not doing mail?
And now we're going to do mail. Remember what mail we
I know
got?
I say you've skipped mail every week, and then every week I follow that up by saying there's no mail.
Yeah.
But this week I'm saying you've skipped mail and there's 2 pieces of mail.
We have 2 pieces of physical mail.
Yes, thank you, Liam. Thank you very much.
Open it up and give it to me.
So here's the thing.
Oh my grubby hands.
These are in the same envelope, like the same type, same color, same size of envelope. Okay. And they were both given to me at the same time. But stinishedit@gmail.com, which has to be written on our letters, otherwise we'll burn them, is written in 2 different pens.
Oh.
And I don't know about you, but this gives me real, these were written at the same time, but I want to hide that vibes.
Yeah, but they didn't hide it very well by giving them to you at the same time.
So are we going to open one each here?
Yeah, sure.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a race? Are we just going to read them at the same time?
Fuck. I only got one hand.
Well,
I'm racing real
trying
hard.
to protect the envelope, which always takes longer.
Yeah.
Are you tearing yours? I'm not tearing mine. Mine's fine. Okay, I've torn mine a tiny bit. Mine's got lined paper inside. Are you still not got yours open? I'm going so slow.
It's open. Hold on.
Mine says, chicken don't have... Okay, wait. This is long and extensive, and we should actually read this bit by bit. So I'll let you open your... What are you doing?
I got it.
Did you? What does yours say?
Mine says Baba Ganoush.
That's really
funny.
And
then Baba Ganoush.
That's really funny. I was going to say that every episode. Do you know how many episodes I remember to do that for? 0. I forgot immediately the next week. Is that all yours says?
Yeah.
You spent all that time tearing it open to get Baba Ganoush twice?
Yeah, I really fucked up the paper.
Look at this. Look at this letter. Look at all of the content of this letter.
So mine, I had to completely destroy with one hand to get it open, and mine says Baba Ganoush on both sides.
Yes.
Reuben, yours is a very long letter.
Neatly folded in half. I opened it nice and clean.
I'm really glad we randomly got these ones.
Yes, because if you'd torn this one open, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
And disrespectful.
And you would have got your very nice Baba Ganoush. Anyways, continue. Tell me what you got.
Okay. Chicken don't have teeth.
I think they do.
It didn't say chickens. It says chicken don't have teeth.
Yeah, I think they do.
Okay. We must have brought this up at some point.
Who's to say?
Is Liam going to out-reference this on our own podcast?
Good point.
It's going to be extremely embarrassing. There are 2 stages of digestion. Mechanical and, second dot point, chemical.
The fuck do you mean mechanical? Yeah, I got
Chomp, chomp. Juice, juice.
Oh, I got gears in my stomach.
Yeah. No, that's not normal.
Yeah, it's my mechanical digestion.
Oh, that's fine then.
What else we got? Keep going.
Chicken.
Let's stop it. Look at me.
Okay.
Just keep reading.
I'm reading. Chicken ingests small rocks and gravel to aid in mechanical digestion. I see where we're heading. Someone is telling us about wrangles.
Keep going. Just read it all as one thing.
The rocks act like teeth, smooshing the food together and breaking it into smaller pieces. Smaller chunks of food increase the surface area to volume ratio. This enhances the chemical digestion of the food. This is why chickens eat rocks. Lots of love, Liam. And in brackets is, on behalf of my friend, the chicken. And then there's another set of brackets. He was too afraid to cross the road to deliver this letter.
So the dog gave it to a bear?
Yeah. Well, the bear's not going to be afraid to cross the road. If you were driving on a road
No, I
and
just
you
think
saw
the duck
a bear,
would be afraid of the bear.
It's a chicken.
Oh, sorry, the chicken.
It says they're friends. Liam says on behalf of my friend.
Yeah.
Liam delivers letters. Liam is trustworthy.
I would much sooner cross a road than I would befriend a bear.
Okay, but if I was a... No, I disagree.
What?
I would... If I've befriended a bear...
I've seen a chicken cross... No.
Okay, but if I've already
Trolley
befriended
problem.
the bear... Okay, what's on the tracks?
You either cross the tracks or you walk up to a bear.
Yeah, and which one's happening if I don't pull the lever? Like, what's the default? Because that's the point of the trolley problem.
Ignore the trolley problem. That's not
Okay.
relevant.
Have you heard of the wonderful website neil.fun? It's a great website, has a bunch of just stuff there.
A
The
lot of
best
people-
one by far.
Is that a naughty
No.
website?
No.
Like kneeling and having...
No.
It sounds like people having fun on
shut
their
the
knees,
fuck up.
Reuben.
The best one on there is absurd trolley problems. So it starts with there's one person on one track. You can either let the train go or switch the train to fight, right? And then it just, what if there's a cat on one and a dog on the other? What if there's two cats and one dog, right? What if there's a really rich man who promises you $100,000 if you switch the track, and the other one there's three people? What if? And then you get to choose your choice, and then you get to see what proportion of people agree or disagree.
Oh my
Called
God.
Absurd trolley problems. It's really fun.
I want to do that. That sounds great.
It's right up your alley. Like, if I saw it on your
It's right up my trolley.
I'd be like, that makes sense.
Whoa. That's sick.
Wonderful letter.
Really
Thank you
good
very much,
letter.
Liam. I learned so much, and then I also got a surprise chicken cross the road joke. What more do you want from a letter?
Wait, I didn't fully understand.
Okay.
Is it just chicken swallows
Chicken swallow rock. Rock does crunchy crunch. Chicken
just
still does juicy
evolved to
juice.
have teeth?
Right?
Fucking loser. Evolved to have teeth.
You didn't hear the new rooster teeth just shut down. Yeah, thank you.
Simply still evolved to have teeth, and then you can. Whatever.
Or evolved to eat rocks. What's more common in the natural world? Rocks on the ground or teeth on the ground?
Teeth. Think of all the animals that have
since
teeth.
everyone started getting hit in the face with footballs, there's a lot more teeth. But
There's so
prior
many-
to that,
Yeah.
when chickens were evolving, it was rocks. All right? Baba ganoush.
Baba ganoush. Thank you, everyone, to listening to another episode of Stinishedit. If you'd like to get in touch and send us some lovely, lovely information on chickens or, I don't know, something else, you can email us, stinishedit@gmail.com. If you want to get in touch with us with physical mail, write stinishedit@gmail.com and hand us the note. If you can find us, we might be too slippery to catch. You can rate us 5 stars on Spotify if you'd like. We'll read out your review. We're also on every little podcast app. So whatever one you're on right now, it might have a review function. Try it out. If you want to tell a friend about the show, that is how, we get around through that the most.
I mean, not through your friends, apparently, or family, who seem to not tell anyone about the podcast.
No, it's all, if you're a lovely friend of Reuben, you're doing great.
You're doing
Keep going.
wonderful work out there.
Keep going. If you're a lovely friend of mine, no, you're not. If you want to follow us
I'd
on
rather befriend a bear than you, and that's saying a lot.
if you want to follow us online, it is @stinishedit on Instagram and
We do
@stinishedit on
lots of
TikTok.
fun things on Instagram. Define fun? No, I shan't. You'll have to go and see.
Thank you to Hetty Moysey for our fantastic podcast art.
And until next week, watch out for koalas with chlamydia.